Auburn Blitz is now on the air. Your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Thursday afternoon. Welcome into this another edition of the Auburn Blitz. I'm Andy Graham alongside Randy Lee, and we'll be with you for the next hour, taking your comments, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. Of course, the Auburn Tigers got a big game coming up against the Ole Miss Rebels on Saturday. First home game in quite a while for the Auburn Tigers. But, of course, as we talked about yesterday, Joey Gatewood leaving the team. That was a big topic of conversation yesterday. I'm sure it will be today as well. We can talk about that. We'll talk about a lot of different things on the show today. We appreciate all of you out there tuning us in on this rainy Thursday, rainy and cold all of a sudden Thursday afternoon. But a programming note as we come on the air today, we are, of course, seen across the great state of Alabama on WOTM, and they have a high school football game every Thursday night. So it was going to be Gordo, but because of the weather, that game has been canceled. So a change has been made, and now tonight on WOTM, high school football in the state of Alabama, it'll be Auburn at Park Crossing.
Make sure to tune that in throughout the state. And that Gordo game, I think, is just postponed until tomorrow night. So that one will still go on as we head into the high school playoffs. Us with the AHSA Radio Network are getting prepared to go over to Jordan-Hare Stadium and call the state championship games coming up in the next 5 weeks. Always a fun part of the year for us. We're thrilled to be back over in Auburn. It's always gone back and forth between Auburn and Tuscaloosa, but this year it will be in Auburn again because they're doing some renovations on Bryant-Denny Stadium. So we will not be able to make that trip over to Tuscaloosa.
I guess it'll be the first time that it has followed an Iron Bowl in the same stadium.
I guess so. That would make sense that you would flip-flop it that way.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
Should be a good playoffs. I can't look at any classification and say that someone is just head and shoulders above other teams, and most years that's not the case.
Yeah.
A lot of years, Andy, you go in and you go, well, Pinson Valley with Bo Nix at quarterback, they're going to win a state championship in Class 6A unless something goes very wrong. I have no earthly idea which way to turn this year, and so I segue right into Bo Nix for you. I made it easy on you.
Appreciate that. A lot of talk swirling around Auburn about the quarterback position in general. We talked a lot yesterday about Joey Gatewood deciding to leave the program. He does put out a statement last night. It says, I would like to thank Auburn University, the Auburn family, coaching staff, and my teammates. Throughout this process, I've experienced highs and lows, trials and tribulations. I've been committed to Auburn since December 5th, 2015. And never wavered. I take pride in how I handled every situation and am confident in myself and my God-given ability. I wouldn't take back any part of my journey to this point. However, it is in the best interest of myself and my family to move forward. I wish my teammates the best moving forward this season. Thank you, Joey Gatewood.
Don't blame him at all. No part of this do I put blame on this young man. I do think he's handled himself well. I think he's carried himself well on the sideline in some situations where I'm 20 years old. Watching this guy that's talking to you that gets a little bit extra over the edge on certain topics. You keep jerking me around and telling me that I'm going to play. You may have someone smart enough in one ear telling me what I should do, but what I do is something completely opposite from that. Now, I apologize if that offends someone out there, but I do think he handled himself well. You know, Gus Malzahn a few weeks back, just don't come out and say that you should have a bigger role for him. This is simple. Come out and say that Bo Nix is your guy. If something were to happen, Joey's the backup. But you come out in a press conference a couple of weeks ago and you say, yeah, after the Florida loss, yeah, now that I think about it, we should have a bigger role the second half of the season for Joey Gatewood. And the next big football game you're in, where it's a tough situation inside the 10-yard line, and I know actions and you know actions coming from the sideline, that situation where he was going into the game was something that was talked about in film study and leading all up into the ball game, that if we're in this situation, you're in the ball game, Joey. He was sprinting onto the field. It's his turn. You know, bigger package. Bigger things for him second half of the season. Give me a shot, Coach. Bo's not performing up to par right now. Just give me a chance. I love Bo. Bo's my buddy. But give me a shot. Running out on the field, jerking back over there. Run a play that would be perfectly suited for Joey Gatewood on the next one. I'm not knocking Bo Nix. I hope Bo Nix is the best quarterback Auburn's ever had. And who knows? Because very few have come into any of our universities as true freshmen and played. Bo Nix is having to do that currently. But Joey Gatewood's just been jerked around. And enough's enough. And Paul Feinbaum makes me want to throw up sometimes. I like Paul Feinbaum, but the idea that Paul Feinbaum wonders why us Auburn fans are a little bit upset with what happened with Joey Gatewood is the most hypocritical thing that any host has ever said. I listened to him in Birmingham for year after year, and the only reason that any of us listens to see which coach and which player and which everything he could blast tomorrow. Now he's wondering why Auburn fans are upset when we've been excited about Joey Gatewood since December the 5th of 2015. I was sold a bill of goods by Gus Malzahn. I've been sold a bill of goods since then that he had a chance to be maybe not what Cam Newton was, but he looked like him. He can throw it a little bit. He sure is strong. Sure would be nice to have a dual-threat quarterback that really does run the football 10 to 15 times. But we didn't get it. So there's my soapbox, Andy, as I listened to y'all yesterday, and that's where I stand on it.
That's what I wanted to hear. Look, number one, I don't like the fact that he quit in the middle of the season. I get it. I understand why. But it doesn't really benefit him to quit now. I mean, if he lost the job and then entered the transfer portal immediately after that, I'd have been okay with it. If he waited to the end of the season and entered the transfer portal, I think we all knew, about 80% sure that he was going to transfer at the end of the year. He was not going to stick around Auburn, no matter how this was going to work out. But I understand that he has been, and I said this yesterday, and I fully agree with you. Gus handled this about as bad as you could possibly handle it. The whole package deal, what'd I say?
You've been saying that for weeks.
I said I hated it. I said there's no way that's going to work. I hated that. I said if you want to play him, give him a series. Let him run the offense. Let him really be, a quarterback. Let's see what he's got. Now we have no idea. It's all based on what if. Well, he looks good. Well, he looks like he can be this and that. And maybe he will. Maybe he'll go on and be fantastic. Maybe he'll go on and not do anything. But, Bo Nix won the job in the coach's opinion, so he's the quarterback. I'm fine with that. And you want to play him, you want to be loyal to him, he gets 95% of the snaps, I'm okay with that too.
But say that.
Yeah, that's the problem. And we've said this for years. Gus is his own worst enemy, and he creates so many of these problems because he misleads you on purpose, or I guess it's on purpose. I don't even know anymore. But when Tuberville got the benefit of the doubt, we had some bad losses under Tuberville. We played bad at times, but he got the benefit of the doubt because he was honest, and he would tell you things. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, and you usually saw that happened. Gus gets no benefit of the doubt, and he doesn't deserve it at this point.
Well, and let me ask this, and this is hypothetical. Let's just say this Joey Gatewood deal went down this way. Look, I don't like that anyone quits midway through the season. But let's say it went down this way. 2 weeks ago, you come out on an interview and you say that I need to give – Joey Gatewood's going to be a bigger package. He's going to have a bigger part of this team in the second half of the season. Just said that. Well, okay, the kid heard it. If you're him, would you have heard it? I know Andy Graham, by the way. He's a very competitive guy. I knew Andy Graham when he was one heck of a basketball player. And if you prodded him a little bit, the prodding was going to come back.
I would imagine, true.
Okay, so you would have heard it. correct? And Joey Gatewood heard this. So let's just say that Bo Nix, again, goes on the road, and you get one snap, a single snap. You're a grown man. You've given your commitment to this same coach since 2015. There's clearly a relationship there. Is there not a good enough relationship to go, Coach, am I going to get a shot? You know, I'm not trying to prod you. I'm not trying to say that you aren't the head coach and you aren't the head man. But can you be honest with me and let me know, am I going to get a shot? Because I have heard that the center's going to get a shot now. Nick Brahms is going to get a shot because Caleb Kim's not playing well. How about me? What about this guy that you said barely lost out on the starting job in leading into preseason? I mean, it was a close race, and Joey can do a little bit of everything. What about me? My good friend, just went on the road and went 15 for 35 for his second loss of the season, playing poorly offensively on the road in the SEC. Do I get a shot? And let's just say hypothetically that the coach says, how dare you, young man, ask me if you get a shot. No, sir, you don't get a shot. And you better not ever question me. What would you do, Andy Graham? 20 years old.
I probably would walk out and not
I'd
go
be
to
the
practice.
end of football for me for Auburn University. And something tells me that something very close to that went down. Would that not be your guess?
I could envision a scenario that happened. We're up against our first break here. A lot of comments rolling through. We'll get to as many of those as we can. When we come back, more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
The Prestige Selection at Gill's Auto Sales in Opelika has the largest selection of prestige cars, trucks, and SUVs in Central and East Alabama, all with financing available, little to no money down, and extended warranties. Get pre-qualified in under 2 minutes, online or from your mobile device at GillsPrestigeOnline.com. It's the Prestige Selection at Gill's Auto Sales, 1430 Gateway Drive in Opelika.
Lake Martin Building Supply, located on Dayville Road in Alexander City. Owners Tiffany and Michael Huff believe in constantly improving their inventory for you. From deer corn, feeders, to Valspar paint, to top quality lumber and RV section, Lake Martin Building Supply welcomes each customer that comes through the door with a warm hello and a pleasant goodbye, and a come back to see us real soon. That's Lake Martin Building Supply, Dayville Road. Call today, 256-234-5500.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing, service at its best when you need it most.
From the smallest drippy faucet to drain cleaning to water heater replacement to gas lines to total systems replacement, A&M Plumbing handles it all. Visit amplumbing.net today for the experienced, licensed, and insured pros at A&M Plumbing.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing, service at its best when you need it most.
Finding a job might be tough, but starting your new career has never been easier. Wellborn Cabinet in Ashland has a wide array of career opportunities with benefits. General labor production, skilled cabinet builders, product assembly line, shipping, over-the-road truck drivers, clerical, marketing, security, daycare, office clerks, and so much more. Apply in person, 38669 Highway 77 South in Ashland, or online at wellborn.com. Building cabinets, building careers, and building our community.
Alex City Marines, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, and the Yerkes invite you by to see what they have available today. The 2020 Manitous and Landaus are in, and boy, are they gorgeous. Also, some great deals on demos. Take advantage of that while they last. Alex City Marine also is doing shrink wrapping, storage. Get in line now. In fact, call this number, 256-215-FISH. Alex City Marine, Alex City.
Hidley Towers is an affordable senior citizen community located in Alexander City on Highway 22 East, where spacious one-bedrooms are available now. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living, where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today to find out more about Alexander City's best-kept secret, 256-329-0552, where your family at Hidley Towers. That's 256-329-0552.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Score big with these deals at Bice Motors in Alex City. Up to 27% off on select 2019 Ram trucks. During Jeep Adventure Days, lease a new 2019 Jeep Compass Latitude for $209 a month. Save over $8,000 on a new 2019 Jeep Grand Cherokee Altitude.
We guarantee the lowest price, and we'll pay you the difference in price twice.
Make your scoring drive to Bice Motors in Alex City.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you for about 45 more minutes in today's show. Brought to you by Russell Do-It Center with 10 locations around Central Alabama for all your building supply, home decor, tools, whatever it might be. Go and check out Russell Do-It Center. You'll be glad you did. They got a little bit of everything there, and they can beat the big box store. Talking about a lot of comments coming through talking about Joey Gatewood and his departure from the Auburn football program. Do you think Gus is trying to prove that his offense can work without a true dual threat quarterback, says Jerome? If I'm not mistaken, Bo Nix was the #1 dual threat quarterback in the country.
Okay, but Jerome asked the perfect question for me right there. Thank you, Jerome. He's been trying to prove that for 5 years, unsuccessfully. Now, let's make sure, I want to say something I've said while I'm blue in the face. You get that out, and then I'm make sure I go back to Nick Marshall.
True dual threat, we need to change the definition of that.
Yes.
Because if Jeremy Johnson, if Bo Nix, run down the list, not just at Auburn, but anywhere, if those guys are true dual threat quarterbacks, then Nick Marshall was not a true dual threat quarterback.
A dual threat quarterback is Tim Tebow, Tony Rice, Nick Marshall. Okay? If
Cam
they're
Newton?
not, Cam Newton, of course, especially in college.
Yeah.
Now you get into
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, you get into his professional game, and Andy, you're just hanging out on there. You smile out there. I was trying, but Nick Marshall was the prime example for me for 13 and 14. The thing about Nick Marshall is he's never going to throw a pass in the pros, but he was a dynamic, outstanding runner of the football, and he could throw the football well enough to be serviceable. I call that a dual threat guy. And I think Auburn, if we use that identity and Gus Malzahn does what he's proven that he can do with a quarterback like that, we could go out there and get the best version of that every year. Now, the best version of that may not be one that gets drafted in the first round, but who cares? If we could get anywhere near the stats that we got in 13 and 14, and Gus Malzahn, which tip your hat to him, and Kevin Steele, he hired him, this defense makes us a championship caliber team now. But no. Jerome says the perfect thing right there. We got to prove that we can be whatever he was at Tulsa.
Yeah.
I guess.
And the true dual threat at Auburn means, as you've said many times, and we've talked about, 800 to 1,000-yard rusher.
Yes. And that which gets you 70 to 80 yards a game, which gets you an additional 10 to 12 carries to 15 carries a game. And all of the stats that you ever see for Auburn show that if we run the football 35 times or more, because we're successful doing it, we win football games under Gus Malzahn. Well, a quarterback that gets a third of those carries, you're in pretty good shape. You can get to that 35 number, and you're probably going to get to that 200 number.
Yeah.
I'm not asking us to get to the 300-plus number that we were getting to in 13 and 14. Just get me to the 200 number. But a mobile quarterback that gets you 60 to 80 yards a game, and Bo Nix he's a great athlete. Probably straight line speed, maybe as fast as any quarterback we've had. I don't know. I bet you he runs a great 40 time. But Bo Nix is going to run the football 1 or 2 times. in these big games. I thought that coming in, and that is what's become. Nick Marshall would have never gone on the road at LSU and ran the football one time, you think?
No. And there again, Gus has said how many times the quarterback run is a big part of our offense, and that opens up things, and yet it's not. He says one thing and he does another.
And give me an opportunity here, because I pleaded for Malik Willis for 2 years.
Yes, you did.
I pleaded. I didn't like Joey as much as I liked Malik, because every time I saw 14 out there, I thought of the other great 14 that we had. And not only that, I thought Malik had another gear to him that we didn't see with Nick Marshall. Nick Marshall was a great runner of the football, but straight ahead burst, I'm about to run away from everybody's speed. He didn't necessarily have to have that, because Nick Marshall was, he was a powerful runner. He could run through tackles, could make people miss, darty, shifty. Malik Willis was a great straight ahead guy. And then we go into that spring game last year, where I know Malik Willis has been sold this bill of goods, the same one that Joey Gatewood's been sold, that he's been the backup for a few years. And if you perform well here, there's a really good chance you're going to be the starting quarterback at Auburn University. And he puts on a show in the spring. Would you agree with that?
He had a good game.
Threw some dimes in that game, didn't he? Yeah. Who knows whether he'd run the football? Who knows? They're not going to tackle him anyway. And any of you that want to send in, well, every time we saw him in a game, he didn't make the right decision and everything. How many opportunities did you have to see him do that? He was given no opportunities at Auburn University to show what he could do. Not
consistently.
And Joey Gatewood was never given an opportunity at Auburn for any of us to have a real opinion on what he could have been. You can just throw an opinion out there. Just say, well, he couldn't throw the football. Who the heck knows that? When have you seen him throw the football enough to have that opinion? It's just throwing random opinions out there because you like what we're doing now. Fine, that's good. I don't like what we're doing now, because I think we could be a championship team if we would go back to what Gus Malzahn did well in 13 and 14.
Jeremy says Bo Nix just needs some coaching. He hasn't had any since leaving Daddy.
Well, yes, amen. Bo Nix, I think, is a pro. I think Bo Nix has got all the stuff that you look for. Only problem for Bo Nix is he's in Gus Malzahn passing game. And anybody that likes what we do in this passing game, boy, what's the numbers being, Andy? Have we had a 60% completion percentage quarterback?
No, and I talked about it yesterday. I mean, there was an article, in the Brandon Marcello put out from an insider that said we're always going to have a 60% completion percentage or less, 55 to 60%, because that's the way the offense is designed.
Okay, well, it's poorly designed then.
That's what I was saying.
Because did anyone think Joe Burrow was the top player in the potentially in the draft this year?
No.
Then they go out and hire a 30-year-old novice that's been at what, Memphis? Or excuse me, where he was with the Saints. We got the Memphis guy, but he's with the Saints. He's the passing coordinator for the offense. He's got Steve Ensminger as his offensive coordinator and Eddie O as the head coach. And now he's thrown 30-plus touchdowns and 4 picks on the season, right at 2,800 yards on the season. Who's that? Think Eddie O came up with that system?
No.
Well, Gus Malzahn, he's the lead guy. At some point, it is what he puts out there. This is his system. I think Bo Nix, unfortunately, if it's him continuing to call passing play, he's going to go down with this system.
Up against a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
So, you may not know it, but you've seen our work everywhere. For a combined 50 years, SignSource has been Central Alabama's premier option for all your sign needs. Custom signs for your business, club, or organization. Wraps and decals for your vehicle or boat. Full-color banners for your big sale, or a photo collage on canvas for grandma. All with fast, friendly, prompt service. Check out our website at signsourcenow.com. 888-533-6758. Go straight to the source. Sign Source.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control for generations, and now with EnviroCare, you can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs. EnviroCare's exclusive Centricon termite colony elimination system provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. EnviroCare's Centricon system protects your home year-round. Call the professionals at EnviroCare throughout East Central Alabama for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
WOTM, your new TV home for high school sports in Alabama. This Thursday on WOTM, catch the AHSAA High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations. This week's matchup will feature the Pickens County Tornadoes versus the Gordo Green Wave. Stay with WOTM all 4 weeks of the playoffs. WOTM, the new home of AHSAA Super 7, live from Jordan Hare.
Hey Realtors, do you know about LMG Ad Agency? We build your brand and help sell your properties or a unique lifestyle so you can focus on your clients. We focus on professional photos, videos, aerial photography and videography, and commercial real estate. We'd love to tell your story. Contact us today at 256-392-4250 or visit our website at lmgadagency.com.
Cater your tailgate and game day parties with Chicken Salad Chick. All the Chick favorites like Buffalo Barkley, Kickin' Kaylin, and Sassy Scotty make the perfect dips and sandwich platters. Chicken Salad Chick is always a great choice when planning for a crowd. Our grab-and-go quick chicks make it easy. And now for a limited time, Rockin' Rita is back. Made with Wickles spicy red relish, this flavor has a kick of spice. Chicken Salad Chick and fall football, the perfect matchup.
At Mortgage Pro, we won't be able to finance a new car or new boat. We can't open you a checking account. Mortgage Pro specializes in mortgage loans. If you're looking to purchase a new home or refinance your current home, the only way to go is Mortgage Pro. We can close in 15 days or less. We can offer the best rates in the mortgage industry. And we can waive appraisal fees on any new loan from September 1st until December 31st. Call Mortgage Pro today.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you for about 30 more minutes in today's show, brought to you by Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team. For all your mortgage needs, hey, it's a great time to refinance. Interest rates happen to be very, very low right now. You could be saving yourself thousands of dollars each and every year. Just give them a call at Mortgage Pro, 256-397-0248. Eric's been in the business for over 20 years. He and his team know that business backwards and forwards, and they're always looking out for your best interest. So give them a call at Mortgage Pro, 256-397-0248. Talking about Auburn, talking about what happened and what's gone wrong, and I guess how to fix it. A lot of comments coming through. John Coley says it's positive. There is now no QB controversy.
Yeah, that's true.
Unfortunately, the negative, the Gus bus now rests on one young Axel in Nix.
Well, and I can't say that I've seen enough of Cord Sandberg to have a real opinion, much like Joey Gatewood and Malik Willis. I didn't see enough of them to come on here and say, well, I really worry about how he throws the football. I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen enough to have that opinion. I've seen a few videos of Cord throwing it. I'm not saying he won't throw it like that in a game, but the couple of video versions I've seen make it seem like he's struggling through it.
Was he a second baseman or something?
Well,
maybe he didn't have to make very many throws.
You know, he looks like a great athlete. I wonder if he can run the football, if he's got a little Tebow-esque to him. I don't know enough about him in high school to have that opinion, but we'll see. I want to ask you this, though. I want to put you to work a little bit leading into tomorrow's program. Here's Auburn's passing numbers currently. First off, I would like to know, Andy, if these look about the same as they did last year with Jarrett Stidham, because my sense is it's not much better, if it's better. And I'd like for you to go back all the way until 2015 and look at Auburn's passing numbers, all the way back to then. Auburn currently is throwing for 189 yards per game. That's 107th in the country and 13th in the SEC. Passing efficiency, 84th in the country, number 9 in the SEC. These numbers right here, though, for Bo Nix sound eerily similar to what I remember with Jarrett Stidham about this time last year. Currently, he's passing at 54%. That's his completion percentage for 1,458 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 6 INTs. I do remember going into the bowl game that Jarrett Stidham had 13 touchdown passes last year. Am I right with that?
That sounds right to me.
So Bo Nix has a chance to have more than Jarrett Stidham through the year. Now, I
Sure.
think Stidham had more passing yards, but Jarrett Stidham going into last season, high expectations. And they have clearly been proven out now that he is the backup quarterback for one said Tom Brady for the New England Patriots, and he played nearly flawless in the preseason. But I think you can go back to 15, 16, 17. 17 could be an outlier somewhat, but 15, 16, 18, and 19, I think they're going to look similar to this. So why are we to believe that this is going to get any better passing the football?
We're not. I don't think we should. That was the whole point of going back and saying, look, I mean, if you think this is something new, it's not. It's been going on for 5 years now. This offense just, if you don't run the football for 250 yards a game, the passing game is not effective at all. I mean, the whole offense grinds to a halt. We've had, against really good defenses, we've had, days where we had less than 200 yards total.
Yes.
Multiple times. And I'm saying those are really, really good teams. But, I mean, less than 200 total yards?
Well, and when you say that's really, really good teams, this is Auburn University. And this is Auburn University that's consistently recruiting under Gus Malzahn. Tip the hat to him.
Yeah.
But consistently recruiting anywhere from 12 down to 7. So when you say really, really good teams, who out of that bunch is doing a lot better than that? Yeah, Alabama's an outlier. Just forget that. I'm with Brett Pritchard. I totally agree. You beat Alabama during this stretch of Nick Saban, you call it a masterful job and a win. But let's get rid of that. Let's just talk about the others that are in there that we do recruit and compete with and we have to beat to not have 7-5 and 8-4 seasons. And if you're happy with that, fine. And I saw a couple other comments out there that Auburn fans, if Auburn doesn't win 11 or 12 games, they want to run the coach out. Dude that said that, we ain't won but 11 or 12 but one time during Gus Malzahn. It happened to be the first year. We've gotten to 10 one other time.
Mm-hmm.
Got beat in the bowl game in that one. So, no, we're 7-8 win team during this stretch. And about 3 or 4 of those, we get run out of the gym. We get beat so bad that all of us look at each other and go, is this going to stop? Or I'm not going to watch anymore. So, and I've got one more soapbox.
Go right ahead.
Offensive line. I was taken back a little bit by Gus losing his mind on the sideline with some of the situations that were going on with the offense, including jumps by the offensive line. That whole entire line are seniors that you recruited. You fed them, you worked them out, you practiced them, now you're their coordinator, and they're jumping as seniors in big environments like this at LSU. Well, no kidding it's loud. I mean, honestly, I get it from a high school kid. There is a set amount of time that you have to work on things. That's the only sport they're playing in college.
Yep.
They got all summer. They got all of this to prepare for it.
Well, they had an off week.
And
they said they spent 2 weeks working on, at times, with that crowd noise. And we come out with the same thing, the clap.
Well, and so those that want to say it's not Bo's problem, it's the offensive line's problem, fine. I agree with you. But guess what? Gus Malzahn can't say that because he brought them all on campus. And he put them all in the position that they're in. And he coached all of them up. It's his fault. It's all on him.
Sure it is.
So don't make an excuse like that. I'm saying that if we're talking about Gus, If we're talking about Bo Nix, I understand it. But if we're singling out Gus Malzahn to discuss how he's doing with the offensive line's got a lot to do with his issues.
Jeremy says, I think the final straw was when they put a half-crippled running back in to run the Wildcat. Maybe that was the final straw for Joey on Saturday.
Well, I thought jerking him off the field. It's not the jerking him, but you could see his whole tone. When Joey got jerked off, it was one of these deflated guys that come off, and he hasn't shown that. Mm-hmm. That kid he's kept somewhat of a positive outlook on it when you look at him on the sideline, but he looked deflated. It's because that was probably already predetermined that he's going out there, and then when the moment comes, he jerks him back off.
Up against another break. We'll be back with more right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kia of Auburn. Kia of Auburn on South College. New Kias at 0% APR financing and no payments for 90 days. Kia of Auburn. Kia of Auburn. Kia of Auburn.com.
This is Coach Pat Dye. At Kia of Auburn, you are always number one.
Harbor Point Ship Store has everything to make your day on the lake more enjoyable. Come on out to the biggest marina on the water. They have pizza, hot dogs, burgers, and more. Get your gas, groceries, snacks, ice, and everything you need for a fun day on the lake. Are you in the market for a new or pre-owned boat? Harbor Point has the best selection around of everyone's favorite Crest pontoons and Four Winds boats. Harbor Point also has a great selection of pre-owned boats. Come on out and take a look at Harbor Point, Marina Point Road in Dadeville. Get to the point.
Tires are important, and when getting a great price on tires, you want to get it right. So make the short drive to Wright's Tire in Sylacauga. Wright's Tire can get you any make or model of tire, and they make the drive worth it with volume pricing. Whether North Tallapoosa, South Talladega, or Coosa County, make the right choice, the right selection, the right service, and the right price. All at Wright's Tire on Fort William Street in Sylacauga. Call for a free quote, 256-245-7778, and get the right price on tires.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
You already know the power and reliability of a Mahindra tractor. Get ready to meet their ATV and UTV lines. Haul more and tow more. Do more. Reaching speeds up to 60 miles an hour. Models have a 12-inch ground clearance and the ability to haul up to 1,200 pounds. There's a Mahindra utility vehicle and a model specifically to get the job done. Test drive today at Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor. Serving Tallapoosa, Coosa, Clay, and Talladega counties. 256-392-3613.
Cater your tailgate and game day parties with Chicken Salad Chick. All the Chick favorites like Buffalo Barkley, Kickin' Kaylin, and Sassy Scotty make the perfect dips and sandwich platters. Chicken Salad Chick is always a great choice when planning for a crowd. Our grab-and-go quick chicks make it easy. And now for a limited time, Rockin' Rita is back. Made with Wickles spicy red relish, this flavor has a kick of spice. Chicken Salad Chick and fall football, the perfect matchup.
Expect it or not, the loss of a loved one is difficult. Put your family first by planning ahead. This is Joseph Dean, new owner of Alabama Funeral Homes and Cremation Centers. We are a full-service funeral home with an on-site crematory and cemetery. Whether your need is immediate or you would like to plan in advance, our experienced, compassionate staff can assist you in designing an enduring memorial experience, burial, or cremation. Alabama Funeral Homes and Cremation Centers on Highway 280 in Camp Hill or online, alabamafuneralhomes.com.
Hi, I'm Kurt Bowman, General Manager of Vaden Toyota. We'd like to announce our new lifetime warranty on any new Toyota.
Hashtag lifetime warranty. Hashtag we love our customers.
It can be used nationwide at no additional cost.
Hashtag customer service.
So come on by and let us show you
the Vaden way.
Hashtag maintenance matters.
Hashtag totally awesome.
Vaden Toyota of Sylacauga, just a short drive from home or online.
Hashtag your neighborhood dealership.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you. Marvin says Malzahn's offense will not win at LSU, Bama, or Georgia unless he has a mobile quarterback who gets at least 75 yards per game, and that is with this unbelievable defense we have now. Nothing against Bo. He's who we will have for the next 3 years. Unfortunately, I don't see Malzahn's offense and results changing.
You know, I think we can win with that type of offense at times at home. You know, I think Jarrett Stidham proved that in 2017, but I tend to agree.
Or was that Chip Lindsey?
Well, that who knows. But I do tend to agree with Marvin on the road. At least, you know, all the stats, all the history goes that Marvin's correct. We've struggled mightily on the road. You had that column over on the right side of the losses when we were held to 350 yards or less that we did on Tuesday. And Brett made a good point. It's not that you don't expect that, but when you look down, you see how many of them were road games. You go, good gosh, is it that big a deal for Gus Malzahn to go on the road and communicate what he's wanting to do? And I brought this up, and I want to ask you this. You go back to the national championship game. I'm sitting in the Rose Bowl, and we're making all of these adjustments. We're all making all these formation changes. We're rotating players in and out. And I don't have an Auburn fan sitting around me that's not going what we did all that year. Go, run, go, don't change it. Please just give it to 21. They're not going to stop him. Mm-hmm. But we went through all of those adjustments and all of the things that slowed us down. And then we went back in the second half and we blistered them up again. Probably a little bit too quick. Do you sense that as well? That all of the changing of personnel and all of the different looks and trying to hide and scheme and confused, do you think that hurts us on the road?
I think it hurts us at home.
Yeah.
I think it hurts us all the time. Yes. I think he's, for whatever reason, I don't know, I don't quite understand, you know, what's happened, what's triggered this, but Malzahn has gone from a guy where he says, you know, we want to run 90 plays a game and we want to just exhaust the opponent. And you know, the excuse is always, well, we got to get that initial first down. I mean, why? Why do you call the game any different because you didn't make? I mean, why? Just because you got a first down, now all of a sudden you completely change the way you call a game? I mean, he has gotten to the point to where he says, I got to run the perfect play every play. It's got to be the perfect play every play. So I got to have the right personnel, and you know, and I've got this game planned out in my mind, and this is how it's going to go. Oh well, there's a penalty. Now we're 1st and 15. So I got to go back. Well, I got to have the perfect play here to get this, so we can get this. And it's just, I mean, it's like he's in the wilderness of mirrors here. I mean, he's lost. He can't find his way out, and I don't know why, but I don't see it getting any better. I'm like you. I mean, is it worth $18 million at the end of this year to get rid of him and start over? And people say, well, who would you get? I don't know as it matters at this point. I mean, anything, I think sometimes you just need a change.
And we'll see how this season plays out. It feels so close to me to 2017 that I don't know how to take it at this point. But 2017, our play on the offensive side of the ball, Kerryon Johnson and Jarrett Stidham, got so good at the end of the season that Georgia and Alabama, what happened there was not necessarily surprising to me.
Yeah.
Right now, unless Georgia continued to play terrible on offense too, I'd be shocked if we beat either of those two teams late in the season, unless we held one to, like we did Alabama that year, to 14 points. Unless we somehow pull that off.
Well, I say all that, what I said a while ago, and then I think, Well, we're an Ole Miss, a Georgia, and a Samford and a bowl game win away from being 10-3. We're not going to. He's not going. I mean, we're not going to fire him.
And that makes it impossible to sit here and give a real take on what's going to go on. But I think you can at this point sit on a program like this and say that I'm somewhat numb to Gus Malzahn at this point, because I am. I'm a fan. I'm a water cooler talker. I like to say that on this program. I don't sit around and watch film for 10 hours a week. I clean screens and build signs for a living, and I love football, and I like Auburn. And I want to talk about them a little bit. But when I go home, I'm somewhat numb to all of this because it just seems so similar to the other things and the other bill of goods I've been sold by Gus Malzahn and this staff and this program. And he does have an extremely tough time right now in this state because there aren't many programs that have had to compete with a juggernaut like they've had across the state in Tuscaloosa. But that doesn't change the fact that we lose 3 or 4 or more other games on average per year to teams that aren't Alabama.
Yeah.
And we've really struggled with Georgia during that stretch. I mean, how many times have we beaten Georgia during this stretch? We haven't beaten Georgia but, 2 or 3 times in the last 10 years. Is that right?
17, 13.
10.
10.
So, it's been a bad stretch, and that's, to me, just as equal to Alabama as a rival. From the recruiting standpoint, maybe more important than Alabama. I think we split, as long as both of us are pretty good, I think we split recruits here in this state up fairly well. We get our fair share, they get their fair share. But we must go into Georgia and recruit well. So losing to them on a consistent basis is tough. Got to be tough for the guys that come over from Georgia.
Patrick says let's focus on the positive. Auburn is 6-2 and ranked 11th. The defense is elite and the special teams are really good.
Those are positives. And I tip my hat to Gus Malzahn, but I keep saying it because he hired Kevin Steele. And the defense, I would have just never believed starting the 2015 season that if Auburn got a top 40 defense in the country, that we wouldn't be championship caliber. And I do think we're championship caliber. But man, winning a championship with the 107th passing team in the country, when the 84th best passing team in the country from passing efficiency, with Gus Malzahn that you got on coaching you because he's a wizard on offense, supposedly, is shocking.
Up against another break, one final segment of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
Hey Realtors, do you know about LMG Ad Agency? We build your brand and help sell your properties or a unique lifestyle so you can focus on your clients. We focus on professional photos, videos, aerial photography and videography, and commercial real estate. We'd love to tell your story. Contact us today at 256-392-4250 or visit our website at lmgadagency.com.
Cater your tailgate and game day parties with Chicken Salad Chick. All the Chick favorites like Buffalo Barkley, Kickin' Kaylin, and Sassy Scotty make the perfect dips and sandwich platters. Chicken Salad Chick is always a great choice when planning for a crowd. Our grab-and-go quick chicks make it easy. And now for a limited time, Rockin' Rita is back. Made with Wickles spicy red relish, this flavor has a kick of spice. Chicken Salad Chick and fall football, the perfect matchup.
WOTM, your new TV home for high school sports in Alabama. This Thursday on WOTM, catch the AHSAA High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations. This week's matchup will feature the Pickens County Tornadoes versus the Gordo Green Wave. Stay with WOTM all 4 weeks of the playoffs. WOTM, the new home of AHSAA Super 7, live from Jordan Hare.
I am Lisa McClendon from Country Financial, and I have spent years in our community helping people protect their homes, cars, and lives. I am proud to be a member of the 2018 National Championship Team and a National Advisory Council member for Country Financial. Complete financial security does not end with just insurance. I am also here to help you plan for your financial future.
Together, we can help you set up a step-by-step plan to reach financial security.
Let's talk soon.
So, you may not know it, but you've seen our work everywhere. For a combined 50 years, SignSource has been Central Alabama's premier option for all your sign needs. Custom signs for your business, club, or organization. Wraps and decals for your vehicle or boat. Full-color banners for your big sale, or a photo collage on canvas for grandma. All with fast, friendly, prompt service. Check out our website at signsourcenow.com. 888-533-6758. Go straight to the source. SignSource.
Mortgage Pro is the new standard for mortgage loans. While other banks are taking 45 to 60 days to close a loan, Mortgage Pro is making it happen in less than 15 days. Your mortgage loan goes from start to finish in less than 15 days. Mortgage Pro is able to make this happen by having the most advanced technology and a highly trained staff with over 98 years combined experience. If you're looking to buy a home or refinance your current mortgage, call Mortgage Pro and let our team go to work for you.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you up until 1 o'clock. So many comments coming through. Apologize I hadn't gotten to as many of them as we could, but there's a couple of very interesting ones. What repercussion do you think Auburn will face in recruiting after this?
Just reading between the lines, when I'm on the Twitterverse out there, and the old tweeter machine, when you watch the way that some players, they don't want to make a splash with a serious statement, but when I watch Anthony Schwartz and his reaction to Joey Gatewood moving on is an emoji with a hand in the face like this, I have to say, well, he's shaking his head. And when I watch Shivers make pretty much the same type of comment on a tweet that he pushes out there, and I don't want to say that to get those, to say something that others aren't noticing.
A teammate of theirs, a friend of theirs, quit the football team.
Quit the football.
They're going to have a reaction. They should have a reaction.
But I do think that there's a potential for it to have some repercussions when you're talking of Anthony Schwartz and Shivers, mainly those two type of players. When Anthony Schwartz gets opportunities, he makes plays. And unfortunately, he don't get them a lot. He gets them some, but in big games, he don't get them at all. And the two biggest games that we've lost this year, he's touched football 4 times. Once against Florida and 3 times down at LSU. That's inexcusable.
You want to feel worse about it?
Yeah.
We've played, 8 games?
Yep.
Anthony Schwartz has touched. Now, granted, he was hurt a little bit. He had a cast on his hand earlier. He's touched the ball 21 times in 8 games. He's averaging, every time he touches the ball, catching it, 15.4 yards. Every time he runs the ball, he averages 15.4 yards. He's touched the ball 21 times in 8 games, and he averages 15.4 yards, whether he catches it or runs it, whether you hand it to him or you throw it to him. That's 15 yards every time. He's touched the ball 21 times in 8 games.
And he's touched it 4 times in the 2 losses, which is about on the same average, though, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
And yes, he was out, but he's been back. And when he comes back, do you think he reminds me a lot of Deshaun Jackson. And it's from his speed, but it's also from his burst, and it's also from just high energy out there on the field. You think there's any point in time Cal wasn't going to figure out a way to get Deshaun Jackson the football 12 to 15 times a game? No. So recruits have to ask these questions when you're a game-changing recruit like that. Am I going to get the opportunities to show off who I am? And I don't know what the answer could be under Gus Malzahn right now. Now, you said a mouthful during the break, I'd like for you to say, because, you know, Auburn fans need to hear what you really think, Andy, and you just said what you really think.
What's that?
The right coach, you feel like, win a national championship.
You put a coach that knows what they're doing, and I really believe you could win a national championship with this team this year. With this defense, I mean, we go back to this is the maddening thing.
It is the maddening thing.
If we could only have a decent offense, what world am I living in?
I mean, it
was just what?
It's an alternate universe.
It was just 6-7 years ago that I said the exact opposite, and here we are.
Just give me a top 40 defense.
Just give me a top 40 offense.
There was a stat from the game against LSU that I would like to know if there's ever been a stat like this in college football. Auburn had 5 secondary players with 10-plus tackles.
Yeah.
5 of them. I already know this answer for you, but we ain't had many safeties better than Denson.
No.
He's one of the best ones we've ever had back there.
I agree.
He's a machine, Andy, and he doesn't miss tackles very often.
No.
He's physical, plays well in the passing game. He's got a chance if he stays healthy. He could play a long time in the pros. If we've got others that have made it, like Jonathan Jones, who had a great game this past weekend, but we've had others that have made it. Denson can play.
Sure.
He's just a gamer. So 5 secondary players with 10-plus tackles against LSU. It was just a great scheme.
Playing 7 guys back there at times.
Yeah.
And that we kind of put up a net and said, look, we'll give you the 4-yard pass, but we're going to come up and make a tackle, and you're going to have to do this 15 times down the field if you want to score a touchdown. And, I mean, you couldn't ask. You got to realize in this day and time, I told somebody that I think it's one of probably the 5 best defensive performances I've seen
from
out of Auburn.
Yeah.
Maybe in my lifetime. Think about the 09 Iron Bowl. I put it up there with that.
Did you have a take on the lack of holding penalties called?
Sure. I mean, I was as mad as everybody else, and I think when you negate Auburn's clear advantage, I mean, it changes the game. And that's what you don't want to do with penalties, is alter the game by not calling them. I mean, you know, if somebody commits an egregious penalty and you don't call it, or if you call something that didn't happen, either way, it affects the game. And when you do it, what seemed like on every play, I don't know what to say about it, though. I mean, it is what it is.
And you would I have no blame whatsoever for LSU doing what they did.
No.
I would almost have that as part of the game plan. Until they call it, let's just say the worst case scenarios, they call it 3 or 4 times against us. Let's take it. We may lose 30 or 40 yards, may hurt a big play here or there, but I'll take my chances losing those 30 or 40 rather than all the big plays that Auburn would get in the backfield if we weren't holding.
Yeah, and they might have thought, hey, Joe's not going to make it through the game if we don't.
Yeah.
And it was clear it got worse as the game went on. It was like after the first quarter they thought, we can't handle them. We got to do whatever we can to mitigate this. And we'll say, well, let's just see what we can get away with. And it just got, I thought it just got worse and worse as the game went on.
Do you feel like the communication from the official standpoint has them mentally trying not to call as many holding penalties as they once did?
I definitely think there was an edict that come out to say, this is slowing down the game. It makes for an ugly game. Let's see if we can call a few less. Because, that whole adage, I know you can call holding on every play. But I think they said, look, unless it just absolutely directly affects the play, and you know that, just let it go.
Then why can't we at least change up what's considered a hold? If you can say we can call holding on every play, well, let's just say we don't want to call as many holds. But can we have an example of what a hold is now?
It's a good question. It's a good question for another day.
Okay.
And we might do that on the Auburn Blitz one day. Maybe you should join us then. For Randy Lee, I am Andy Graham. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk again soon.